Hi everyone, welcome to my garden. 25 years ago I started this garden and I thought you might enjoy seeing how I created it over time. We were looking for a house set in the woods and we found it just waiting for us. As we walked the property, every scene brought my imagination to life, dreaming what could be here. And my dreams came true. I spent the first few months on the top deck trying to understand the property and listening to the sound of the wind in the trees. The series of circles from the staircase to the deck to the lawn below kept suggesting a circle pattern for the garden. I tried to dig a garden bed and discovered solid clay beneath the lawn. And the wooden steps were falling apart and a trip hazard. The hill was way too steep to mow. The first time we dragged a chair onto the deck, a herd of deer ran out. They'd been living there while the house was empty. Mesh fencing gave temporary protection. A small landscape firm came to remove the grass and loosen the clay with horse manure. Fresh horse manure, and 40 cubic yards of it. We left the soil to settle in until spring. The steps were next. They tore them out and built beautiful rustic stone steps with a planting space on either side. The cedar fencing went in next, with the gateway lined up with the steps. The fence created corners perfect for planting. I chose warm colors to go with the existing house paint. A wider view shows how the fence and the deck relate. Another opportunity to soften the edges with plants. In the other direction, the fence enclosed a level area above the existing wood terraces, a perfect place to sit and view the garden below. Replacing the wood with stone created an unexpected focal point that took on a life of its own. The south-facing steps created a microclimate for ground covers and early bulbs and became a perfect place for vibrant colored plantings. When designing the garden, I wondered what would stand up to those 80-foot trees surrounding the space. The circle idea seemed perfect, with straight lines connected by concentric circle paths and a right-angle path following the line of the deck. Everything else would be plants. The pattern was strong enough to show up on Google Earth later. How to get the pattern onto the ground? I ran a straight line from the middle of the gate opening, down the steps, to where the bench would go. I pounded a stake in the middle of the garden area, tied a rope between the stake and a broom handle, and walked in circles, scribing the paths into the soft soil. When I removed that stake, I planted a weeping cherry tree in its place in the innermost circle of the garden. Everything else revolves around it. The arbor at the lower entrance frames it, and eventually the red mulberry tree behind it combine forces to create a new focal point, one of my favorite views of the garden. After several years, I began to improve the structure of the garden. The wood chip paths were dug out and replaced with gravel. The crisp edges restored the original plan, and the plants looked brighter and more colorful against the neutral color of the gravel. Not only were the gravel paths easier to walk on, but they changed the look and feel of the entire garden. The wooden terraces suffered the same fate as the wooden steps and were replaced by stacked stone walls that curved towards the circles of the garden. Like the stone steps, they became a feature of the garden, changing the microclimate and tying in visually with the steps for a unified look. The upper deck gradually became unsafe to use, so a complete rebuild was done, all up to code. It was such a pleasure to spend time there again among the treetops and overlooking the garden that was inspired by this view. The fence was desperately neat in staining, so I painted part of it by hand to test out a new color. The dark bronze both receded, but showed off the plants at the same time. We added a new gate in the spring and stained it to match the deck color. What a difference it made at the top of the steps. My garden has taught me many lessons over the years and has been a patient teacher. I hope you enjoyed your visit to my garden.